Hands. We're back here for some more Animal Crossing goodness. For whatever reason, I don't know what the reason is, but my bitrate hasn't been holding up, and the streams have been doing this thing called, committing Senpoku. They've been doing Sudoku, and they've just been dying constantly over and over and over and over, and it's very frustrating, because I wanted to stream for quite some time yesterday, and, it, did something where it, didn't want to do that. It completely fought against everything that I was trying to do. So, here we are, playing some Animal Crossing. Today may be a longer episode, so bear with me. Play the game with me. That's just pretty much what you do. You get your Nintendo 3DS, and you just sit, relax, play, and that's what you do, man. Someone new moved in today, which is why I moved to game forward one day and gave us 1 minute to go talk to this person, because we got this person who's a shaggy boy. A handsome shaggy boy that we ended up seeing last stream. Alright, let's go see. And also, I've been raising money so I could get Brewster a job. We all love Brewster, we all know that, right? We all have our soft spots for his pigeon milk. But we gotta get our boy. We gotta get our boy a job. And, if paying over 200k, allows him to get a job, then I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Whatever I can for my boy. Okay. Hope the game isn't too loud. Looking at the audio levels. Like right here, it's super quiet. Big footsteps, though. Oh, his little eye opens. Okay, or does his hair move? What? It can't be. On the day I move in, I meet the great Luna. Oh, his hair moves. That's weird. So I guess instead of having weird eye animations, his hair just moves. So that's pretty cool. I'm really glad to meet the guy who's helping me make this town such a cool place to live. That's why I came to Astoria. It's like a magnet for cool people, man. It drew me in all the way here. Sadly, I am not an artist. Awesome to know, Luna. I hope I live up to your vision of what Azaria is. That's right, Astoria. I can't really see your face. I don't know how you're gonna see my vision that I want to uphold in Astoria, but hey, man, it's what you want to do. Don't mind if you hear buzzing on the table, because I am opening up my app for Twitch, so I can check every once in a while, see if there is a viewer count. Let's see, the most views I got on a stream was 6, which was quite a long time ago. As in probably about a week or so when I first started it. And things just kind of went downhill. And it's not good. It's not good. But we got wonderful, handsome. That mushrooms right there growing. We need to make it strong for the days to come. But we are going to be training for Cap'n. We're gonna take a nice little ride for Cap'n, have him sing for us. The best part of any Animal Crossing playthrough is our boy Cap'n singing for us. And I definitely do believe that Cap'n is possibly... What are you doing? I don't know. That's the thing I do all the time, where I repeat things and say it differently. Alright, so turn up the audio and listen to our boy Cap'n. Tons of weight. Captain really just told me there's a bunch of guys and just a bunch of guys being dudes. Also, if you've seen something weird happen on screen, don't Don't worry. Don't worry, I fixed it immediately. Woo, fuck. Okay. Boy, just guys being dudes capping. We're just going to islands, just catching beetles. Just guys being dudes. That's what it is. Just guys being dudes. Now, you've been seeing me walk past those for quite some time. You know, where are you gonna do the mini games? I'm actually quite scared to do the mini games. Just due to the fact I feel like it's going to break the emulator. Which is probably one of the bad things about this, is that I'm running this on the emulator, and I can barely do too much. I can barely do enough interesting stuff. And I hear walking, and it scares me. Alright, so we are going to take this out, and we will continue making... I'm gonna continue making big money. Now, you remember, this one's a little tricky. Okay? This one's a little... Got him. Oh, man, dude. Okay, whatever. Alright, you know what I'm doing? I'm moving that one. It's too difficult. It's too difficult to do it. It's at a weird angle. My character's thing goes... Oh, God, I don't... Oh, God, that was embarrassing. Anyway, I said I was gonna fix it, but hey, right now, I guess it's the time to fix it. Better time than any. Fix it, right? Yippee. Goodness. Give me yawning. I don't know why when I play this, I always yawn. Maybe it's just because it's so cozy. Okay, then. Alright, don't want that. Right there's good. Yeah, because then I come down right here. Alright, alright, alright. I got it. Bury that. Bury the hatchet there. Pick that up. Let's get rid of it. And we should be good. Get rid of everything that's kind of walking around everywhere. So we can despawn a couple things. Guess we'll throw a second one. Just kidding. Y'all didn't see that. Now, I know fruit rots, right? When it's on the ground like that. And I'm wondering if that will make me get ants. I don't remember. I know I have a fruit hidden somewhere in my town that I'm hoping for it to rot, just because I just want the ants. You get them via ants. It's all great. Great. I gotta go into this conversation a second time. Don't worry about it. There we go. Alright. So, what I was doing for the past 40 minutes, I was just watching, like, AMVs. Anime music videos. Now, I used to be a very big fan of them. I used to make them back in the day. Now, they weren't good. I can definitely say that. I remember my friend was like, oh yeah, to like get the... I was like, how do you get the footage of, like, the show? Like, how do you do that? How do you get it off the TV? And he was like, well, people put it up on the internet, and you just kind of make it. And I was just like, really now? He's like, yeah, just drop it in Windows Movie Maker. All computers have it. I was like, my computer has it. Okay. And then he showed me this site, which was just GIFs, right? There were just a bunch of Naruto GIFs. And now these weren't the nice, awesome, cool Tumblr GIFs with nice resolution and, like, color correction or anything like that. This was far before that time. And it was just on this website, and, like, it was really bad. I don't even remember the website, but, like, Naruto wasn't even that far in anime. Like, it was up to the point where I think it was in the tuning exams in Japan, and so we kind of, like, knew a little bit, but not 100%. It was, I think it was around the Gaara fight, if I'm not mistaken, because that's when we started seeing crazy stuff. We're like, what is this stuff? What is going on here? It's sick. Naruto summoning stuff, and like I remember when summoning we were just like, man, summoning Juju's so sick. You get to fight with like a partner, and then like it kind of like never really came to fruition unless like you were like a sage guy. Today's a Naruto episode. I was talking about Naruto because I was watching Naruto once there it came up. I found this video called Melancholy, and it was about Kakashi, and it was like one of those kind of like, I don't know if you understand Instagram edited videos, but like these Twitter, Instagram videos where like, oh my god, don't run away. Where it's very stylized, washed out, and the colors were made to be kind of pastel. Sad ukulele music in the background, and it was showing Kakashi talking to Sasuke when they have their encounter, and Sasuke was like, how would you feel if I just killed the person most important to you right now? And Kakashi's like, it wouldn't really matter. He's like, I wouldn't care because they're already dead. And, which is, kind of, oh, boy, I totally blinked on it. Which is, kind of super upsetting. Like, really upsetting. I kind of forget, like, I've been kind of getting into Naruto, just kind of, like, reliving it back when I was younger. Also getting into Boruto and the Boruto manga. I will state this. For those of you who are watching the Boruto anime, I don't know if you are or if you are not, but the Boruto manga is Kino. Also, Sarada is kind of like weird and sexy, which is kind of weird because like they're like 11, 12, like they have her like dressed up and like she's a fucking hoe, and I don't really understand it. Because I guess her design's somewhat similar, except in the manga, the bitch is not wearing any pants. So it's kind of weird. But it's oh, I just lost track because I was talking about Boruto. But Boruto manga is pretty great. It comes out like I think bi-monthly. I may or may not, but it's like it's advanced way farther than the anime, and I don't know why the anime did what it did. Is doing what it did. Maybe it's just because it was trying to go off the coattails of Naruto ending and like keeping the train running, but like if you're having episodes where Chocho wants to get kissed, it's kind of weird. Though I kind of enjoy Chocho. I think she's really cool. I think a lot of the kids are cool. There's some characters who you're just like, wow, these are just like background characters for life. They look like little spruced up background characters, but I don't know if the time skip will change everything, because there is going to be a time skip, because if you watch the first episode and read the first chapter of the manga, you see that all of Konoha is destroyed, and then you got, God, I forgot his name. Is it Han? Is H something, if I'm not mistaken. But the guy that's gonna be Boruto's Sasuke, or at least it would be Naruto's more like Sasuke, so it would be like roles reversed, right? So, oh, you bitch, hit the water. But watching those AMVs is kind of cool because I see a lot of moments that I didn't see in the manga. Like I'm an exclusive manga reader just because I like staying on top of everything and knowing the story. But the manga and the anime has a lot of cool filler arcs that just kind of explain stuff that we kind of hear about, like stuff with Itachi, stuff with Kakashi, stuff with Obito, a little bit more stuff about Sasuke. We've kind of thrown in with the Itachi stuff, Sasuke's past, and I find it really enjoyable to like the stupid type of filler that we got, and also I feel like the anime kind of did justice to some of the villains' backstories when it comes to Melancholy. Definitely when it comes to Nagato and Sasori, I felt like it was a little bit better done in the anime. I know people kind of shit all over the pain fight because they did stretch frames. They just did like a weird animation technique that didn't belong in Naruto. And I think they kind of went a little overzealous with it. And I'm sure people watching this, they're like, why the fuck are you talking about Naruto all the time? And I was like, well, it's just something that I'm kind of interested in today. It's just really enjoyed it. It was like wasn't the first anime I watched, because like the first anime I watched was like Trigun. Trigun and God, what was it called? I forget exactly what it was called. It was Trigun and something else. Space Cowboys. And I completely dislike Space Cowboys. God, I'm forgetting the name, but me saying that, you understand what it is. Fucking bounty hunters. Fucking dog on a ship. I remember this episode used to rerun all the time where the guy with the metal arm would eat a raw egg, and I was just like, that is terrible. I hate it. God, what is it called? I forgot what it's called. Team Space Cowboy. Whatever. I can't recall what it was. It's so dumb. It's so... Now it's bothering me greatly. I can't recall what it is at all. But, enjoying my time. Just kind of like seeing an anime that kind of like got me fall balls deep into anime, and then go over to Bleach, and then it was falling into Naruto, falling into Bleach, and then falling into Ice Shield 21, which is a football shonen manga, which I was interested in football at the time. And so I was like, okay, I went to this site called onemanga.com, and One Manga is still up. I don't know why they're still paying for it to be still up. Maybe because there's the forums on there, because I know the forums were kind of big. But the One Manga site is where I found it, and like Ice Shield and Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto like were like the big ones on there. And then after I finished Ice Shield, I was like, man, what should I read next? And I was like, you know what, let me read some Bleach. And then he's like, you know what, I'm done. I caught up with Bleach, and I think I caught up to the beginning of Espada, I think it was, maybe? Or maybe, like, I think it was the beginning of the Espada arc. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go to... Is it Espada? I don't think it was Espada. It was the Fullbringer arc. God, I'm trying to remember. I think I caught up around the Fullbringer arc or Espada, somewhere around there. And I was like, okay, I caught up with that. Time to read One Piece. And like, this was around like 2008, 2009 time, when I was like, okay, I'm gonna read some One Piece, man. I'm gonna get into it. And I read One Piece, and I was just like, boy, is it boring. Boy, do I not like it. And like, reading One Piece from the beginning was terrible. It was rather boring. It didn't look good like the other mangas that I read. It didn't look like Naruto. It didn't look like Naruto in the beginning, but Naruto got changed very, very fast. And it didn't look like Bleach, and Bleach was like the standard at the time just because of the heavy black lines and just like how like great the faces look. Oh my god, can I like get a beetle or something? Jesus, fuck off. Out of here. Running on him doesn't do anything. And it took me a while, and when I caught up to One Piece, it was after the time skip, and it was around, God, where was it? It was around what is it called? Fishman Island arc. I caught up to the Fishman Island arc, and they were like balls deep in it, like, boy, oh boy. But I did enjoy my pathway through it. It was actually really, really cool, and then I started reading heavily, decently, and like watching videos of it when, before Dressrosa, I forgot what the island's called. I can't, Punk Hazard. When Punk Hazard happened, I started falling deeply, deeply in love with One Piece, and then I just kind of like 100% went into it. And I watched like a One Piece AMV, and it kind of sucks that One Piece AMVs are like kind of few and far between, at least when it comes to the English side of YouTube. Maybe the Japanese side of YouTube, or the Nico Nico. It's probably like a lot more, but I don't know how to do the kanji and I can't find it. But, meh. Let's see. How many have I caught? I've caught a decent amount. It's not bad. I was on a roll. prior to this. And my role has ended. My watch has ended, I guess. Excuse me. It's really trolling me. It's like super trolling me. I remember. So, yesterday, since we're talking about like anime manga, I know I talked about this a lot in my Wild World series. Every once in a while, like, around Thursdays when new stuff come out, I would talk about anime manga because that's talking about it. Berserk, new episode, chapter, whatever it is. Everyone calls it something different. Unless I usually see episodes. New chapter of Berserk, and you're like, Luna, what's Berserk? Berserk is kind of like it's this dark fantasy manga that came out about 20 plus years ago, 30 plus years ago, like a long time ago, and it's beautifully drawn at times, or at least I think it is, and it has these dark horror fantasy and a story that people that were my age who picked it up back then are in their 50s right now, waiting for it to end. Now, it's not like, oh, there's so many chapters. I think there's like 360 plus, I think. Something along the, like, or maybe more. I can't recall exactly. I think the recent one that came out was like 367, 360. But we were hinted at about 2 years ago that Casca could be fixed. And Casca is a main character who was a main character in a flashback arc that spanned a majority of the manga. That was a love interest in someone that kind of broke down the walls of this person who was just filled with just hurt and pain, abused, and just had a rough life from the beginning. And she got broken. She became like a simpleton, not really able to do much. She defended herself a couple times, but like she was not able. This badass, like, just like imagine like the most badass person like gets fucking muted and brain dead, and like they can't respond, they can't really do, they eat, they can't really form sentences, they're just like a shell of who they were, and they were just a very important person, and his goal to kind of fix her, protect her, lead a new life, it's very simplified form of it. There's a lot of shit that happened. I know people are like, oh, look at these kitties, and they watch Berserk, and they're gonna see what real anime is, and it's kind of dark, but I guess it's also kind of gory. But then you also got Akame ga Kill, I think it was called, that came out, and people were like, whoa, dude, what the fuck? And like the main protagonist dies, and a lot of people die, and people are being kept alive and skinned and stuff like that, which was like the first chapters of the manga, and then it kind of changed into this weird thing that I was just like, wow, I really don't like it. I really liked it at one point, and I was like, I really don't like it now. But this character, who in real world time has been pretty much comatose for about 20 years, and was a fan favorite character, has been gone for 20 years, hasn't been really anything, has just been like a little dummy, a little potato, people call her, and she's finally fixed. She's moving, she's back to her old self, her mind is back to where it was, but the tragedy, the trauma that made her fall back to that fetal state, still follows her, and it's heartbreaking. It is absolutely heartbreaking. And even though she's fixed, the person that fixed her, she's terrified of. he's like the embodiment of her trauma. And even though she could talk to him and be friendly and be super kind with him when she doesn't see him, when she sees him, she falls back into the trauma that made her comatose. It is so heart-wrenching, and reading that chapter that came out yesterday made me want to cry. Hello, Lily. I'm talking to myself to fill content for the YouTube videos. Talking about anime and manga today. Lots of anime and manga stuff since I fell into watching a whole bunch of AMVs. AMVs today. And also, I got wires everywhere. I gotta figure out my setup. Figure out all these wires. But, alright, let's see. So, oh, really now? What? Okay, so I notice if I get stuck in a window for too long, it makes my running happen. It's so silly. So stupid. I like it. Makes me mad. Makes me want to punch a wall. Makes me want to kick a horse. But, you know, big heart wrenches. Big heart wrenches in media. And I remember I was reading it, and I was just like, wow, my eyes really are swelling up with tears right now. Like, I got into this about 6 years ago, and it's the manga's constantly put on hiatus for like years at a time, and you get like one chapter, and then you're like, oh, I want more, but you don't get more because the artist is doing X, Y, Z. I think the artist, I don't know if anyone knows what Idolmaster is. He does art for Idolmaster also, which is kind of weird. Like this guy who writes like grim, dark fantasy, gory, weird horror stuff, makes like stuff for like cute little idol girls. It's weird, but you know, I wasn't as deep as it. Like I was saying, there's people who were reading that when they were my age and they're 50 now, and they're just like, wow, different. Here, wonderful. Okay then. So we're halfway done collecting, by the way. We're about halfway done. Please don't skitter scatter. Please, 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 please. Got him. Alright. How's the town progress going? It's actually doing pretty well. I'm just collecting money now. Created my orchard. I have a place for Brewster now. I have a town. I have the third upgrade for Timmy's and Tommy's, or the Nook Boys place. Closing in on the fourth one, and then I'm also buying a lot of clothes. Don't have the QR machine totally 100% figured out. I kind of messed with it. It does work, it's just that it's kind of faulty. It's kind of faulty, it doesn't really work 100% of the time when it comes to emulator. But all in all, town looks like crap. Got some cool looking peeps in my town now. I think 2 people have left. And just making that money, man. Like, in 12 days times, we've made, like, really good progress. Really good progress, and I've only played about 3 times off stream, and that was just to collect money. Do what I'm doing now, but since I need money, why not do it on stream? Why not do it on stream? And plus, I'm planning. You pre-ordered New Horizons yet? I didn't know you could pre-order it. Excuse me. To begin with. I'll probably do that. Since I have money right now, I could just buy it. There's 2 games. Oh, it's a 5-hour pre-order at GameStop. Okay. GameStop. No, I don't. I would buy it digitally. I wouldn't buy physical. I would buy it digitally. I like buying my games digitally. I bought a very thick boy SD card for my Nintendo Switch. And it, let you know. Oof. Oof. I bought like, so I got like, I think it was a 200 gig SD card for like 30 bucks. For whatever reason, Amazon was just like, yeah, man, everywhere else, this is 80 like to $120, but here it's 30 to 50 bucks. Go wild, buy as many as you want. And I was glad I was part of that because I bought one, and I was like, I only need one. I don't need like a giant SD card. I wish my PSP took different SD cards. It's only Sony brand. If there's any on sale, yeah, there may be. They may be coming out with something else actually, different type of data storage, and that's why they're just like, hey. Throw it in the fire, let everyone think they're getting a good deal, and something even bigger and better is gonna come out. Yeah, I for my Nintendo Switch, did I say DS? I usually say DS. I'm so stuck on DS. Like, DS has been around for such a long time. You know, you had the regular DS, and then the Lite, and then the SI, and then 3DS, and then new 3DS, and new 3DS, and it's just, it's just... it was a long time. It was a long time. I found my 3DS. I have like a little stand behind this chair. I have like this modular library. I don't know what it's called. Bookcase. I have this modular bookcase, and I just put my old stuff. I have like Dreamcast on there. I have everything. So. It's chilling there now. As Fire Emblem, Fire Emblem Fates on there. And I was playing it, and I was just like, oh boy. It's like, once you go forward, you can't really go back, huh? Kind of difficult. At least in Fire Emblem standards, because, Three Houses kind of evolved the game quite a bit. Maybe it made it a little bit more time-consuming, a little more dating simmy, I'd say. Honestly, 100%, but it did more. Let's see. Upgraded Switch, such as version 2, but not really. Anyway, she said, take mine. A90. Better life. Yep. What else? Yep. So yeah, so there's this like this thing leaked, right? Where they're like, oh, they're coming out with a better Switch. You also get the Switch that is the 2DS version, right? The one that you can't remove the Joy-Cons, which is cool, and I hope the analog sticks for them are fixed, because I know recently it came out and it was like, whoa, these analog sticks they can't take like a beating at all. They can't. They get messed up. Your Joy-Cons are not that strong. And like mine started drifting about like 2 months after I got it, so... And that's because I played quite a bit, because I played Xenogears 2? Xenoverse 2? Xenogears 2. Xenoverse Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, apparently, they're coming out with like a new version. There's a 2DS, and then apparently there's supposed to be one for gamers. There's one for gamers, apparently. Now, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called. I don't know like what it's gonna be. I don't know if they're gonna buff up the system, because the system can't really run anything that's like not cartoony very well. So I was wondering if it makes it so like I think, what was that movie? Bloodstain. What else did they put? Witcher, Mortal Kombat, like just stuff that games like that. Hopefully they look better, but I don't know. It kind of sucks that that's just like how it goes for Nintendo systems. How you know like there's gonna be an upgrade later on where they fix everything, which I never really liked. And I don't think they did that with the Wii. They got the Wii U, right? But the Wii U felt completely. It was like a whole different thing. But, I don't know. Lawsuits. That's why I ended up, so Walmart, I noticed it started marking down a lot of game stuff, and apparently they're going to stop selling video game stuff. They're just going to get rid of that electronics part of their, thing. But I ended up buying a... Oh, dropped my controller. Oh my god, you're running, bud. Stop it. There it is. I bought my Splatoon controller. I don't play Splatoon, but it was better than a Mario controller. It looked nicer. This just looks nicer. But I bought one of the Pro controllers, which are pretty decent. I haven't had any issues. I don't know why the D-pad is metal. The D-pad is in fact metal. And it's kind of been tearing out my finger a little bit, but I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed using it. It's made playing games a lot more enjoyable because the Joy-Cons kind of bad. Said it. I said it, and I'm never going back on it. Kind of bad. Really bad. I don't like it. Definitely for playing video games. I didn't like the 3DS little number pad thing either. Not the number pad, the little stick on it. I think when the new 3DS came out, they felt better. I always prefer to use the D-pad, digital pad, as it's called, digital pad. I just always feel more comfortable with a controller, even though I've never felt comfortable with a Xbox controller, that's what the Pro controller's called. I never jumped. It was PlayStation all the way for me, so PlayStation controllers feel so comfortable. God, I hiccup for days. But there's a couple games that I'm actually super interested in when it comes to the Wii coming out. Like we got the Astral Chains, which is made by Platinum, which is just like it's like super Japanese. That's just pretty much what it is. It is a Japanese game. Japanese through and through. You got standos, you got like police, like battle robots that are like connected to you, and you're fighting off like aliens, and you're a police force, and you got big swords. It's Japanese, right? It does that doesn't have like a great Western reach, and that game looks so cool. And Platinum just kind of like makes just like really fun, awesome games. They're really good at making cool combat, beat 'em up games, and that game probably will be really good and not sell very well. Okay, let's see here. Let me count. Let's see. So that's 5, 6, 7. So if there's 5, there's 10. So 17. I need to get 17. I should have jumped in on that lawsuit with the Joy-Cons. Give me my money back, sir. Jerks. Give me enough to buy more. New ones. A clash action lawsuit. He was like, oh yes, everyone is refunded. You get $32.50 in the mail. Or something equivalent to that. I think one of my friends jumped on a class action lawsuit. He was like, dude, I got 2 cents in the settlement. Hell yeah. You're like, okay. You got your Switch in March. Actually, you know what? I think I got my Switch in March also. Now that I think about it, it's kind of weird. That's when I had like a whole bunch of extra money. I was like, you know what? I want to Switch. I want to Switch. I want all these cool things. Mine's just a plain Jane one though. I got the turquoise and red. Wanted to get an all black one. As you can see. As you can see, I'm not a very colorful person, as I'm wearing a shirt that says red, which is the Steven Universe shirt from Korea. Boy oh boy. Weight has been lifted. That's the one I wanted. But I bought it off Amazon. And like I bought it from it and I was like, oh, do you have special instructions? I was like, yeah, put it in the back. Do you think it's worth taking the upgrade? It depends on how much you play your Switch. That's pretty much it. Because then you'd be set, right? You'd be set, and if it's that upgraded gamer version, and yeah, you would get it for $90. You paid $200 for it. You trade it in. You get it at a discount, right? You're technically buying a game and a half to be able to play all your games. Now, it sucks that you can't just. You're paying $90 for it still. It'd be cool if you just trade it in, right? But that's not how business works. If you have extra money and you know you're not gonna like have any issues in the future if you do this, then yeah, it's just a $90 upgrade, right? It's like buying a big SD card for your system, right? At least that's what I think it is. And you know it's decent. I probably won't get it like day of, right? I'm not the person who gets stuff day of. That's why I waited for Nintendo Switch. I was like, okay, there's no super mega thing coming out, and then guess what? A super mega thing's coming out. I was like, what the heck? I usually wait, see if there's any issues, see if the battery life thing is for real, because I can only play my system for about 3-ish, 4 hours. And it dies, and I always have to put it on low brightness. And, like, I want to sit on my bed and play, and like I said, I play Xenogears, so that's like hours and hours of RPG battle, and really up to you. Up to you, Nia. So in the end, I gave a non-answer. But if it was me, I would upgrade it, definitely. If it came out, I would just straight up upgrade it. He was like, trade in my console. I was like, okay, trade it in. That's fine. But also, I kind of want to give my console to my little brother. I know he wants a Switch, but then he would also want the better version. Why would he want the downgraded version, right? But I don't even know what the heck he would play. He's like he's into shooters. Like, there's Fortnite on the Switch, but like, he tried playing Fortnite on the Switch, and he's like, man, it's really bad, huh? I can't play with the Joy-Cons. I find that hilarious. You can't play with the Joy-Cons. I was like, use the Pro Controller. He's like, Xbox controller. Let's see, I can't even tell what time it is. I guess I'll be able to tell when it gets darker. And also, I started the stream around the time, so we should be around 43 minutes in. Hour we have. I have to make a decision real quick because they're paying more for the Switch until Sunday. Paying more. Paying more, but like if but that's only for like the Switch that, you know, it has improved game performance, better battery life. Now, I think they stated the 2DS version of the Nintendo Switch that's coming out with not removable Joy-Cons isn't gonna have it. I think it also stated it has improved battery life. I don't recommend upgrading to that. So I definitely don't recommend upgrading to that. I would actually recommend someone, if they haven't bought a Switch before, to buy that instead. But some games don't. Some games run weird in portable mode. Like reading the text in the Fire Emblem game is like really difficult on that small screen, which is bad. But hey. RPGs and simulation games. That's Nintendo's rules at. Switch Lite, yeah. Yeah, that's what it's called, Switch Lite. I feel like I said, I feel like if it's like if it's your first Switch, go ahead and buy it. But like I heard like the 2DS was pretty fine, even though the 2DS reminded me of an axe head. It reminded me of Axe Head. Just, I know people were like, oh, it's a door stopper, it's whatever it is, but I know someone who had it, and she's like, yeah, I like it. It's fine. Nothing wrong with it. He was like, I never used a 3DS version feature anyway, and I never liked closing my 3DS. I always kept it open. That's cool. What was right for you? I know it's cheaper. Switch Lite. You know, with that naming standard, I feel like there's gonna be like a Switch DSi, Switch I, Switch Pro, Switch Pro I, Switch 3DS, Switch 3D. I'm just worried that I'm gonna upgrade it. Because I went from Nintendo DS, and then I jumped up to the new Nintendo DS. Because my Nintendo DS, I played the heck out of it, man. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of Pokemon. Just... woo! Broke down that system, constantly being on charge. That battery, boy. That battery died so fast. Oh, man. That was when I was completing my national decks. Let's see. I am having frame rate drops, so let me drop my... bitrate. There we go. Sorry about that. Drop my bit. Reaching on the trigger, I tell you. I just really like being paranoid and looking around me. Alright, let's see here. We got quite the haul. We may be able to, like, no, I know for sure that we're able to pay off our debt. Not our debt, sorry. To be able to get Brewsters into my town, but... oh man, let's, collect more money. Let's fill up that box. Never filled up the box before. So, or at least not. Hee hee. Oh ho ho hee hee. Of course. That's exactly what I wanted. Hee hee hee. The tears inside my body. I'm crying. Oh god. Did it fly away? I can't tell. Got it. It was there. Good. The golden stag. My old boy. Frozen stag. Let's see. I wonder if there's a lot. I'm really excited for Pokemon Sword and Shield. I really like Pokemon. I really like what they're doing with it. What sucks is that there's no national decks, right? And it's just literally like, oh, you can't play specific type of Pokemon in your game, which kind of sucks because I really liked starting Pokemon games with like Pokemon I wanted to play as, but I guess they're forcing you. I kind of make it into like a weird MMO. It's weird, odd. I feel like the next upgraded version of it will be really decent. Sword and Shield. What's after Sword and Shield? Lance. I guess they're going with like the UK theme, right? So you got Sword, Shield, Gun. I know people said Gun, but I don't know. I like the way they're going with it. It just sucks that it feels like taking a step backwards. But we're moving on to a different system now, right? They've been on the DS forever. And they moved up forward with the 3DS, and so much so that Sun and Moon kind of didn't run very well on the 3DS. It was kind of laggy at some points, which is hey man, there's Pokemon MMOs out there. I remember playing a Pokemon MMO. It was so dumb. It was like, catch 5 Rattatas. I was like, okay. And then you see a whole bunch of people around me walking around in grass trying to catch 5 Rattatas so they could turn in this quest. Like, it was a MMO. MMO through and through. Alright, so we can only catch 10. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5 more we can catch to fill up, boy. And we are doing well because we got 2 big boys. 2 high spending boys. Where's it at? Show it to me. It's here. Somewhere. Oh, it is. Give me more. Give me more. I sometimes worry I'm missing beetles because I'm blind. Because I can't see. Because I have glare in my eyes. You can clearly see by looking at my face cam. From my light, so like am I in turn being blinded and cannot see because I cannot see any there? Okay. Alright, 2 more trips around and then we'll call it. Then we'll go back and sell stuff. Okay, to develop our town, move back one more day, move back another day, and then talk with our animal friends. They've been rather talkative as of late, so. Alright, big fail. Rest in peace. We'll get them next time, boys. We'll get them next time. Just keep jiggling. Looking at me. We're gyroid. So the gyroids, they're supposed to represent things that have people's souls in them. I believe so. It's kind of scary. People's souls and stuff. Like Ghost. One of my favorite, like, so Paranormal Activity, right? That came out. That was like a big thing. People really, really liked it. You know, I watched it and I was like, oh, this is really, really cool. And then you end up finding out that it's like, hey, it wasn't that expensive to make, and like they made a lot of money and X, Y, and Z. But oh, excuse me, I gotta listen to Cap'n real quick. Weird. Okay, I was just looking at, every once in a while, I like looking at my old Discord, right? I had a Discord server, Discord, all that wonderful stuff. Dated a girl on it. Things go downhill, right? Bad stuff happens. And, kind of cool seeing, everything was just kind of left over from it. Kind of abandoned it, created a new Discord, new Twitter, new everything. I created new everything, just to get away from that life. lost a majority of the friend group, and then you start thinking, it's like, were those people really my friends, or people who just said they were friends to me and I just believed it? And then you just kind of get weird, like, really into this weird melancholy state, and you're just like, no, that environment that was on that Discord was just completely negative, and thank God it's over. This is what I get for looking at my pad, right? I'm not turning down the game. Let's see. But no, as I was saying, I was on my tablet. I have my old Discord on there, and I used to have a server. Big breakup happened. Very public. Friend group imploded and exploded. Ah, aha! I see here now. They don't grow here. That sucks, dude. Oh man. I wonder if I could put a bench here. I knew it, they don't grow here. That was just a dead part. Ah, that sucks. And I was looking at it, and I was just like looking at my friends list. I was noticing how big it is. I was just like, I've never talked to half these people who just added me for no reason on Discord. And I was just like, whatever. Kind of weird. Because I was looking at it, I was like, I noticed everyone has like their social medias. And I was like, have I ever talked to? I was like, who is this? It's like, I haven't been on here in like 2 years. It's like, this person says they're 19, so they're 17. I was just like, that's kind of weird. Anyway, looking back at your dead past, sir. How much do you think it's gonna be? I'm thinking 85. I'm thinking 85K. Maybe too low. Maybe bigger. 85K. I'm thinking I'm gonna make 85K off of this. Oh my god, I made double! What the fuck? Okay, deal, dude! I made double. Oh, I am like blah, blah, blah. I am short selling how much money I can make off doing that. What's going on here? Oh, it's the bell cricket. It's making me think stuff is happening. Good evening. Hey, contribute to the campaign fund cafe. Yes. I'll crop, right? We're gonna be boys here. And if I'm not mistaken, the cafe gives you an outfit, and it's one of the outfits I like wearing. Also like wearing the home association one outfit. Woof! My allergies are acting up. Feel them. I really like wearing the home association one, where you get the kind of like that red vest. I really like that one a ton, actually. And that's usually what I wear during my whole entire campaign. Sell the big boys. Got 2 left in there. Good. Decent haul. Probably not another 160. Maybe. Who knows? I forgot which ones sell quite a bit. I think the ones with the big forceps sell quite a bit. They're the second ones. And also, I have the Wealthy Town Ordinance going. So, things kind of sell a little bit better. Am I on screen? Ah, look at that. Me leaning back in my chair. I'm always on one side or the other just because I slouch one way. Oh. What's going on here? Ha. World of Warcraft streamer I watch is stream. You know, I don't play World of Warcraft at all. Like, I have, like, no interest in playing it. But watching people like stream it and be happy that classic is coming out, right? And seeing people that are around my age, a little bit older than me, a couple of years, maybe like 2 or 3 years, who are just like really into just something that they liked from their childhood, and like I kind of like watching it. I don't know, it's kind of weird, like not being into a scene, but just kind of like watching the scene. I guess it's kind of like, what is it? I fell down a hole of just like watching sumo wrestling videos. Just sumo, like I was watching meme videos, and then I just was just like sumo wrestling. Sumo wrestling, sumo wrestling, sumo wrestling. Hey, guess what? Are you interested in sumo wrestling videos? It was in my recommendations. It was everything. And I was just like, okay, I'm watching these sumo wrestling videos. I'm watching this guy talk about how he eats this one specific dish every single day. He was like, I've no, oh, why'd I do that? It's like, I know I've eaten this dish a ton of times because I've made it a ton of times. I know I did this because I know I've done it, because when I was doing this circuit that took 3 years of my life, I ate it every single day. I started the first day I started doing it, and he was like, and that would be, and the circuit went like 1,000 and something days, and he was like, I've eaten it over that many times, and I've made it even more. And I don't even know what it was called. The guy's like Mongolian, and he's not native to where he's at, and it's just like it's like a hot pot, right? Like through a hot pot, and he's just eating out of it like a whole bunch of time. He was like, there's like tons of good vitamins, tons of good everything in this, and it makes me grow big and strong, and that's why I'm a champion. And like when I get new people that I instruct, like this is what I give them. This is what I eat, and they always tell me it's delicious and it's better than most high-class restaurants. He's like, I'm the best person who makes this. I forgot what it is. It's some Asian word. And I was just like, what the fuck? And like, the sumo video ended up turning into a video about this guy making this food. And I was just like, oh, this is really good. Hey, look at that! 2 little bulbs. It's almost there. I think it fully grows after a year. I may be wrong. Maybe a year. Maybe. I may be super wrong. Oh boy, everything's closed. It's at the clothes shop. I want to buy some late night clothes. I want to buy the Sleepy Boy hat. You definitely grab it. YouTube's very good for that, for finding videos and just watching them for no reason. It's like weird videos that you never watched before. That's why I kind of like, there's this TV show. I want to say it would be a decade ago. Yeah, it would be a decade ago. Over a decade ago. And it's still around right now, I think. But the programming went completely like political. It became like a CNN, Fox News. But prior to that, it was called Current TV, and they had like blocks, just like 3-4 hour blocks of just short documentaries, short informational stuff. And hey, sick. Let's check it out. And it was just really, really cool for me being a teenager watching it. It was like the embodiment of like, hey, going down the YouTube hole, but it was on TV. And it would be about like mundane stuff. It was like the science behind adding sugar to coffee, and like it would just be stuff like that. Look at this boy making big noise. A Parasaurus. Parasaurus is well known for the distinctive head crest extending from its nose behind its head. I already read this one. You know, immediately after I read it. Right. The Velociraptor. Usually just called raptors, they're also known as velociraptors, which literally means swift seizers. swift little Caesars. They had large heads for their bodies, so theory suggests they were relatively intelligent. Though not imposing in stature, they had large and deadly claws in their hind legs. Good boys. Good boys. One of Velociraptor pet. I'll have him bite me. I'll be like, no, 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 little boy, do not do that. Allie the alligator, what are you doing in here? You seeing your ancestors, looking at your family. I can barely keep my eyes open. How are you still awake, Luna? If this were a job and I were your boss, I'd tell you to knock off early and come back fresh tomorrow. Okay. My boss wouldn't do that. My boss told me one time when I was having a stressful day, hey, bud, I worked your shift before at a smaller store in a different location that's not on a major road. And that's me entering my own sarcastic commentary. And, I did the job without any issue. I don't know why you can't do it. You don't need any extra help, even though we're on a busy street on the weekend. I know your job is mainly donuts, but make sure to make pizzas, sandwiches, salads, wraps, burritos, hamburgers, chicken tenders, fries. All for the hungry customers. Despite its reptilian appearance, the Dimetrodon was not actually a dinosaur, as you assume. Is this a rat, dude? It was in fact a mammal, like a reptile that went extinct before the first dinosaurs appeared. It had knife-shaped teeth for slicing and similar ones for crushing. The large fan on the back was used to regulate body temperature, an important feature of the time. How? How? How's that regulate body temperature? How? Is that a beaver? It said beaver. Allie, is that your great uncle? Alright, let me fix my camera. Okay. Oh, it's not fixed. I don't like it. Alright. I got a lot more done than I thought I did. Ooh, big turtle boy. I remember when I was younger, I was into dinosaurs, right? There was this game called Ape Escape, and Ape Escape made me like fall in love with dinosaurs because there was a dinosaur level, and there was also this area where you rode around something that looked like a Lapras, right? And I looked up, I went to the library, I was asking like the people, I was like, hey, there's this thing that looks like a Pokemon, but it's not. And he was like, you gotta help me. He's like, oh, you want books on Pokemon? I was like, no, I want books on real dinosaurs, please. They're like, we'll get you books on Pokemon. I was like, haha, you don't think you understand the situation you are trying to help me with. But it took a while, and I ended up finding out the name, and I was like, I want a calendar of it. Like, I was so stupid. I was like, I want a calendar of it so I could see it every single day as my internet dies. The heck? Are you gonna fix, or are you just gonna keep dropping frames? So I noticed it does this like every 30 minutes. And I don't know why. I don't know why it does this every 30 minutes, where it just like the frames drop.